Hello everyone. Thank you so much for listening to my video. Please do like, subscribe and support my channel and share this information with as many people as you can and build this awareness so that everyone starts taking care of their emotional mental health seriously. So this is the first video, like the first survival adaptation, or I would say how it all starts manifesting. Every single disease starts manifesting from here. And what happens when our brain experience trauma or it is holding on to emotional baggage in form of generational emotional baggage, it impacts our entire lineage, the functioning of our brain. It gets impacted. It may impact our physical body. It may reflect in our psychological or emotional state, in our brain's functioning. In terms of biochemical adaptation, it is a physiological manifestation of trauma in our body. So human brain is divided into three major parts: the upper layer, the midbrain, and the lower brain. Upper layer is responsible for, it is also called the cortex and prefrontal cortex. It is responsible for our creativity, rational decision making, logical thinking. Midbrain, it is responsible for limbic system, which means our bonding, our reward perception. This is all is part of, it takes care of the midbrain. Even our communication, articulation, coordination with our sense perception, everything is dependent on usually the midbrain. And then we have a lower brain, which is called the reptilian brain. It is responsible for like temperature regulation in our body, threat response, so activation of survival mode, as I said. So when our brain thinks that I'm not safe, it will activate the threat response. And which means what it will think is that at this point, sending energy to upper and mid part of the brain is not needed. Why should I send energy, and why should I think about creativity and logical decision making? I have to just decide quickly whether I need to fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. This impacts our thinking capability, our rational decision making, ability to listen, being in present moment. Everything is a reflection of our brain's choice because we chose to worry about that particular thing. And we made this as a habit. This became a habit in our entire lineage, and no one knew how to let go of this emotional baggage. It keep getting accumulated. So when human brain experience continuous unpredictability, slow abuse, belittling, fear, guilt, shame, constant state of arousal, then our nervous system gets dysregulated all the time, and then our brain makes this choice that let me activate my threat response because I am in this situation of emotional threat. And then once it is activated, so if it got activated in our parents and grandparents and someone else, then it's like you just don't know because you have to switch it off consciously. That is the work that universe has left upon us, to understand that whether that experience is a real threat, then how to get out of it, and then again bring our balance back. But if it is an emotional stress and you are constantly worrying, you have suppressed your authentic desires for your entire life, you are not able to take stand for yourself. This is what is happening inside your brain. It is saying that I cannot thrive, I have to survive. So why should I waste my energy and send it to the upper and the midbrain? And I don't need to do all these things. I have to just survive right now. And that is called the survival state. And spiritual people have always been referring to the state of nervous system, which science have now found. So I strongly believe that spirituality starts where science stops. And that is why integration of science and spirituality is highly needed in today's time for all of us when we are struggling an inner battle inside our head, when we don't know how to function with joy. That is why inner work is so important, because it signals our brain that I am safe. That is why making yourself safe is so important. And there is a way your body and brain listens to you in a different way. You have to start connecting with your inner child, start processing all those difficult emotions, release them from your brain and body, from your subconscious. Set the right intention, set the right goal so that your brain starts reversing these survival adaptations. So, in the survival state, then what happens is the energy flow, as we discussed, it is stopped to the upper and the mid part of the brain. And energy is sent to the lower brain, because all those your energy is needed in your limbic system to make you fight, to make you flight. Your energy is not needed for your healing and evolution and nurturing. This is what your brain has decided, because it's thinking that I am in a stress mode. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, the impact of this adaptation varies from person to person. So, there is a, as I say, there is a threat response and there is a threat adaptation. So, your brain, like somewhere in your lineage, someone was experiencing constant emotional threat, emotional abuse, and then their brain has activated the survival response, and you have simply carried those imprints within you. So you get these survival adaptations from your lineage and at a different level. So everyone gets the survival adaptations. And there are people who are able to come out of the state of survival naturally, and most of us have to do it consciously by integrating with our inner child. So that is why functioning capacity of every person is different. You don't know what level of survival adaptations they have got. No one will be able to tell this. It is, I don't know if science will be able to tell this, that hey, your brain is functioning at this level of survival and this is what is impacting. That no one will be able to tell. Science is only telling you that this is what happens. This is called the survival response of our brain. And that is also huge. But spiritual people have been knowing this intuitively through their inner work. They knew all this. So, as I mentioned, on a scale of 1 to 10, it varies. And the impact is also different for different people, which means for some people, it may impact their coordination between sense perception. The sensory functioning gets impacted. It is like when the impact of survival adaptation goes too high to severe level, you start experiencing sensory overload, because your brain is thinking that it starts shutting itself down. It is shrinking itself down. It is shrinking its capabilities, its functioning capacities, because I mean, obviously, like if you think that I'm in a threat, why should I allocate my resources to thriving? Why will I do that? It's very natural and very logical. So coordination between our brain and body will get impacted, and that will result then in various sorts of health issues. Logical thinking will get impacted. So in some people it will result differently in different person. In some people, the impact they will see is like into their mental functioning capacity. Some people will think that, and some people it is reflecting more in their body. So anywhere the emotions can get trapped. That is what, because in the form of adaptations. So this starts like all the blockages in the nervous system are created because your brain thinks that right now sending energy to all those parts is not needed. I don't need to take care of my body. Don't care at the moment that my body should heal, should nurture, should remove toxins, and you are doing everything, but your brain is not doing anything because you're only doing everything from outside. You're saying that, okay, let me eat this, let me do this, my toxins will be removed. But your brain is not taking the signal from you. Memory coordination, storage, retrieval of information, processing of information may get impacted in some people. So, which will then impact our planning, organization, visualization skills, creative skills, articulation skills. Our flow state will start obstructing. This will result in hormonal imbalance. The neuro pathways will start breaking down, and this results in the brain inflammation. So the key thing to understand here is it was your choice, because you don't know, or your lineage was not aware how to release the emotional stress, how not to worry, how not to get triggered by outside influences. This is something, that is why inner work we do is for our physiology. Once we start telling our brain, signaling our brain that I am safe now, it will reverse all these fight or flight adaptations. And it happens. I, being a neurodivergent, I've struggled with ADHD and ASD for my entire life. My parents have struggled with ADHD and ASD for their entire life. My daughter is still struggling, but I choose to thrive. I cannot make this choice for anyone else except me. So when I decided I want to choose thriving, I do not want to choose survival. And that is the choice the universe has left upon us. You want to thrive or you want to survive? Choose consciously. That is what is called conscious decision. That you say to your highest self that it's time for me to release this emotional baggage. And that is inner child integration. So hope this video you find helpful, and it gives you an idea what happens, and it's scientific, and then I'm integrating the scientific knowledge into the with the spiritual knowledge. So integrating science and spirituality to remove the mental health issues from this planet is my mission. So thank you so much for listening to me, and please do like, subscribe to my channel. It means a lot and it's a huge help. Thank you.